Each of these three words was mentioned 2 times in the Quran, and the way these words are formed makes their pronunciation more special in the riwayah of Hafs an Asim. In fact, you can perform them in 2 different ways. Let's first understand what's special about these words, and then we learn the different ways of their pronunciation. So let's take the first word as our example here. This word consists of 2 parts. First, the noun, الذكرين, which means 2 males. And second, and at the beginning of the word, is what we call the questioning hamza, or in Arabic, hamzatul istifham, which turns any statement into a yes or no question. Like in this example, the word aslamtum is a question. So the original verb is aslamtum, which means you have surrendered. And then the questioning hamza is added, turning the verb into a question, aslamtum, which would then mean have you surrendered. So our word here is a definite noun with a questioning hamza. So it is a question. However, the problem is that the noun itself starts with hamzat al-wasl, which means that the questioning hamza is directly followed by hamzat al-wasl, which will be dropped because hamzat al-wasl is dropped if anything came before it and you kept on reading. Like when we say وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. Here, hamzat al-wasl is dropped because I pronounced the waw before linking it directly to the following word. وَالَّذِينَ. We don't say وَالَّذِينَ. That is incorrect. But if I started at that word without the waw, I will pronounce hamzat al-wasl normally, and I would say الَّذِينَ. If you want more examples and details on the functions and the works of hamzat al-wasl, then you can check out this lesson. So the problem with our example here is that when we try to pronounce it with the questioning hamza, it would sound like this, الذكرين, because the questioning hamza is pronounced and hamzat al-wasl is dropped. But this sounds exactly like when I say الذكرين without the questioning hamza, because we pronounce hamzat al-wasl when we start at the word, which then causes a problem, because when we say الذكرين, we cannot tell if it is a statement or if it is a question, because both of them sound exactly the same. So in order to differentiate between the statement and the interrogative or the question state, we must use one of 2 ways to pronounce a word that contains a questioning hamza followed by hamzat al-wasl. The first method is to turn hamzat al-wasl into an alif with mad. This is what we call ibdal, or in English, substitution. And this mad that you're going to apply on the alif is called mad al-farq. And it extends for 6 counts, or 6 harakat, which is about 3 seconds. And this is how it sounds like. قُلْ أَذَّكَرَيْنِ حَرَّمَ أَمِ الْأُنثَيَيْنِ قُلْ اللَّهُ أَذِنَ لَكُمْ الْآنَ وَقَدْ عَصَيْتَ. So this was the first method, and it is also prioritized and a more famous method to use. But the second method is also 100% correct, and you can recite the Quran with it with no problems, inshallah. And to use this second method, you will apply tasheel on hamzat al-wasl. So it will not be completely dropped, because we can't completely drop it for the reasons we just explained. But instead, we will apply tasheel, which is partially pronouncing the hamza without extending it or fully pronouncing it. And it would sound like this. قُلْ أَذَّكَرَيْنِ حَرَّمَ أَمِ الْأُنثَيَيْنِ. Notice I didn't say قُلْ أَذَّكَرَيْنِ with two full hamza. And I also didn't say قُلْ أَذَّكَرَيْنِ with a completely hidden and removed hamzat al-wasl. It is somewhere in between. قُلْ أَذَّكَرَيْنِ حَرَّمَ أَمِ الْأُنثَيَيْنِ. The second example. قُلْ اللَّهُ أَذِنَ لَكُمْ. Again, we are not allowed to show the two hamzas one after the other and say قُلْ Allah. That is incorrect. And at the same time, we're not allowed to hide hamzat al-wasl completely and say قُلْ اللَّهُ أَذِنَ لَكُمْ. That is also incorrect. Final example. الآن وقد عصيت. So this was the second method when dealing with these three words. And there are no other options as far as the riwayah of Hafs an Asim is concerned. You either apply mad al-farq or apply tasheel. Tasheel is actually mandatory in one other position in the Quran, which is found in this ayah. I explained it in detail in a previous lesson, so check it out if you need more information about that ayah. Finally, when applying tasheel, you have to make sure that you're not adding an alif where you're supposed to apply tasheel, which would then sound like this. قُلْ الذَّكَرَيْنِ, which would be like a combination of tasheel and mad, both at the same time, which is wrong and should not be applied when reciting the Quran. So, when it comes to these three words in the Quran, you have two ways to choose from. Let us know which one is your favorite and is easier for you to apply in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you want to start your journey to learn the tajweed of the Quran, you can click on this link. And if you want to understand the Quran in Arabic, then you should click on that link. And finally, I hope you've learned something new today, and I will see you next time.